walk that I'm blessed. See the love of God in my flex, I'm so blessed. 20K just on my chain, say less. I text every day to get dressed, so blessed. Been through the storm and the rain, still blessed. Had a couple heartaches and pain, still blessed. Handle the pressure from fame, still blessed. Just God called my name, so blessed.
Yes, sir, I'm blessed, don't play boy, cause I got it mad. Tailor made just for this fit, I'm gon' cut the slack. I'm the man, good hearted shorty with me acting bad. Shout out to mans that done tightened up since they became a dad. Shout out to me.
Welcome back to another episode of the Cobain Report. I am Rock Cobain, this is
T-Mill.
And you know the vibes. Caesar is still on the road. If he don't bring his little... Anyway, we have a great show planned for you guys today. I have a very special guest. He means a lot to me. I'm gonna let T-Mill get right into this intro so that way we can get into the conversation.
For sure. So we have a Detroit icon here with us today. Producer, artist. He has worked with the likes of Teddy Riley, Guy, Blackstreet, Silk, Maya, Brandy, Lloyd, Ashanti, Dietrich Haddon, Wanda Butler, and many, many more. Ladies and gentlemen, stand on your feet wherever you are and give Marcus Devine a warm welcome.
Uncle Marcus, what's up?
Y'all? What's up, nephew?
Welcome to the Cobain Report, man. I'm pretty sure we left off about 20 to 30 people because I just, my little memory don't go back that far. It's so many that you work for.
It's all good.
No, man.
Long list.
Long list, and I've been around to experience a lot of that list. From plays to... evolution. I don't even remember. Like I was just telling somebody else, I don't even remember not knowing my Uncle Marcus. He's been that influential in my life. I do music because of this man. Mm-hmm. I learned how to produce because of this man. I learned how to literally want to play bass because of this man. Drums, listening to him scrutinize and do the things that he's supposed to do as a elder and a mentor, teaching me, yo, you got to fall in the pocket. You're too loud. You got to dynamics. You got to learn. I don't know what I don't know from Uncle Marcus. Wow. Like, you know what I mean? From that whole era of just watching you do everything, man. Producing the whole thing. So I'm going to give you your flowers while I can. While I have you on my show.
Me cry here,
no,
my
man.
nose over here burning already.
It's just real.
Talk,
it's just real, man. I've watched you do so many amazing things in life that I had to get you on the show because you never know, we might get canceled second season, so I had to get you on the first.
That ain't gonna never happen. I'm looking for that dope sponsorship coming in.
Yeah, we are too. So
appreciate it, blessings.
Man,
it's coming.
They coming. So take me on this ride with you for the people who, I don't know who's not gonna know. Everywhere we go, the dude just was in here fanning out. He like, I done heard your name so many times before, man. Can I get a picture? Can I do that? I'm like, that's just my Uncle Marcus. You know what I mean? But take me on this journey. Where did you start? What got you interested in doing music to start with?
My mom, my mom, she's a singer. My pops actually sing too, but my mom is the one who really molded me as far as being into music. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Every year for Christmas, I wanted two things: a basketball and some kind of musical instrument. I don't care what was going on. I didn't care about the new toys and none of that. I wanted a basketball and a musical instrument. So that happened most of my childhood. You know what I mean? But my mom was the person, she actually taught me how to play bass.
That's crazy.
The singing group she was in, the bass player taught her how to play what we would call in quartet a drive. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I wanted to play, she was like, I'm going to teach you this drive. And that's the first thing she taught me on bass. And I picked it up from there, and I learned how to play bass on the 2-string bass. Like, that's crazy. It didn't even have 4 strings.
Sound like landmark with the cymbal, with the toe up cymbals.
Yes, sir. You already know.
The hangers.
Right. So I had the 2-string bass, and I learned how to play watching TV. All the theme songs. I used to play all theme songs on 2-string bass, and when I got a bass with 4 strings, it was curtains then.
Yeah, for sure.
Because everything I had to slide to do, all I had to do was go straight down to do. Like, so it made life altogether easy. So my mom was the person who got me to really turn on that thing musically. It was always around, hearing her sing and everything, but I thought I was going to be a basketball player. That was my thing. I'm like, I'm going to the pros.
Yeah, I'm hooping, for sure.
So
make sure I get a ball every Christmas.
Every year.
We got to refresh that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and I would be outside playing basketball, and she'd call me in the middle of the day. Nephew would be like, Marcus, come in the house. And when she called, I already know what it's for. I walk in that house, me, my brother, and my sister, she starts singing. You better come in on your note or you on a punishment. So for me, it's like that means I can't play basketball. So I'm
almost do what you need me to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on mine
so
just so I can go back outside and play basketball. And that's the thing that made it be where now I could be anywhere, and I hear somebody start singing, I know what note to fall to, everything, and it was because of her.
The training.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's where it started.
That's that training that we we lack now from our parents. That time, that attention to detail, right? Yeah. Nowadays, it's an iPad teaching them. Oh, you want to learn how to play guitar? Here, YouTube guitar. Here, go sit down.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's no longer that your mama and that Matty Moss kind of like, where you had to come in the house and you had to pay attention and sit. And we would sit around, watch our granddaddy watch baseball and stuff, and just sit there and just get time in with them. Ananias, what I'm saying? We would just sit there and watch and do those things. That's what we're missing nowadays. Yeah. A lot of these kids, they don't know how to play instruments if they don't go to church because they don't have that.
That's true.
They don't have that mom that's telling them, you need to practice this or you need to do this. It's discipline, and that's one thing I noticed about you too. It kind of flows through you because you are very disciplined when it comes to your band. You don't play. Yeah. Let them jokers miss a note. Yeah. You talk about the real $5 fines.
Yes.
You remember when y'all used to do that when I was young?
Yeah, you already know. Did you see that? If that happened, you already know what the deal is. You already know what that means.
How did you, do you think that discipline kind of came into, how your style with the band and how you are? You think that kind of is why you are the way you are? You just a perfectionist?
Oh, I already know it is. Like, it definitely, and that's funny you say this. I just left rehearsal.
I know you for your work.
I just left rehearsal and we had this talk. I'm real a stickler on time. Like, you know what I mean?
I swear.
Like, even on my way here, when you sit there, I know you sit just because you love your uncle, you sit there reminder text. But I'm already pulling. I'm already in the parking lot. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a stickler on time, and I tell people, like, it ain't just me being mean to be mean. It's me making you not even just a better musician, but a better person.
No, for sure.
Like, because all of that stuff carries over into everyday life. If you be on time for sound check, you ain't gonna be late for work.
No, it's accountability. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's that type of mindset. And people like time is money. It is that for real. Like, you know what I mean? Because if I know I can't count on you being there on time, I'm gonna hire somebody else that's gonna be there on time.
Yeah.
And know what they need to know. Yeah. And because time ain't just being on time, it's spending time learning what you need to know when you get there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
not practicing in rehearsal. That is one of the
things. Say that again.
I remember hearing.
I know that's my saying.
That is you all day long. You don't practice in rehearsal. You come already ready, and then when we get to rehearsal, we smack it.
You've been there the whole time.
You ain't got to learn, while you're in rehearsal. And I think a lot of those things that I learned from you, just listening to the attention to detail, man, records. Watching you produce records, watching you come up with records, watching you be in the studio for hours with some legendary musicians. Yeah. And I was a little kid running around like, when we leaving?
Yeah, you wasn't ready for it then.
Not understanding I was soaking up.
Right.
All that I was like, bro, my first studio, big studios, like real, not basement joints. I'm talking about real acoustic sounding studios. I was with them. Yeah. They was recording Juan De Niro Butler albums, you know what I mean? Yeah. And a ton of other people that he was putting together at that time. Yeah. I remember... Bro, I even remember the studio on
8 Mile. I knew you was about to.
I wasn't going I had to, because I know it's still a little itchy.
No,
but,
I'm cool with it.
The one on 8 Mile, like, I've watched you put together some legendary stuff, Unc, know. I ain't going to hog the whole interview. Go ahead, T-Mail.
Nah, so, for sure. I wanted to ask you, so we're working with so many different artists. Was it, like, difficult or easy with you being such a... attention to like vocal and harmonizing and everything. Like, did that make it easier or more difficult?
I can answer that. Go ahead.
Man,
the smile says it all. Y'all know Devine. If you know Devine, that smile right there.
Yeah.
That's that political.
It's not. No, I'm not gonna be political today. I'm gonna give it to you raw today. I'm gonna give it to you raw today. It's not easy. You know what I mean? I put it like that. It's not easy. But I've been blessed to work with some incredible, when I say some, to the point I'm in there, I already like the take that they did, but I make them do 10 more just to make me feel good. Like, you know what I mean? So I've been blessed to work with some dope people. And I'm so honest. That's my problem. I'm too honest. You know what I mean? I've had people come to the studio with money in hand, and I'll be like, no, keep your money. This ain't the time. Because I could take the money, but you're still not going to do nothing because you're not ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I say it's not hard, but it's not easy. Because me being honest, I don't get myself in situations that's going to make me look crazy. Because at that point, it ain't about them.
It's your brand.
It's when you walk out here, you can't go tell somebody, oh, Marcus Devine produced me.
Right.
The hell I did. No, I didn't. Don't you tell nobody that. Like, you know what I mean? My name is
oh my
everything.
God.
You know what
no,
I mean?
that's so real, dog.
Like, nah.
You'd be like, no,
No,
I just
didn't.
engineered it.
Yeah.
She wrote it. She did everything on her own.
Hey, hold on. It was a... Hey, man, it was this couple. I'm not going to say their name. They came to my... No, I went to their house and worked on a song with them. And everything I wanted to do, they said, no, we want you to do this. I said, why y'all got me here if you're going to keep telling me what to do? So by the time the song was done, I said, hey, y'all, guess what? Y'all ain't going to give me no credit. Y'all can take all, y'all can have all the publishers. Y'all can have all
I don't want
the
nobody knows attached to this at all. Because this is dirty work.
I don't tell nobody. I wasn't even over here, okay?
Right.
Dog, so you started, if I remember, you started with bass first or was it drums?
Bass.
You started with bass.
Yeah.
Talk to me, how did you get through? Was it church? Because you play everything.
Yeah.
You play everything.
Listen, church is, I don't do church no more,
Y'all the same.
but church is what made me be who I am musically.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And if you want to go through a boot camp, go to church. You know what I'm trying to say? Because you get to play every kind of music in church.
Yeah.
If you around Dietrich, that's a whole nother level
that
of
everything.
something else. Like, you know what I mean? Quartet is my favorite. You know, I grew up in quartet first, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In quartet, you may play the Isley Brothers one Sunday,
for sure.
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So that was that thing that got me going as far as bass. And drums is just automatic for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you got to have rhythm to play bass. So you sit on the drums, it's just a part of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, church, nephew, is like,
I remember
that was that thing.
when you speaking about the Dietrich Hatton, right? So I just seen online they're supposed to be doing the 25th anniversary or reunion or something like that.
Yeah.
And they tagged you on a post, right?
Yeah.
Anytime I see you get tagged on something, especially when they got to do with church, right? It's like nostalgia for me because I remember these eras, right? But like before you made your exodus, we'll say, right?
No doubt.
And we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
But before that, so it takes me to those times when I remember seeing you in church with the vocoder. And seeing you playing, you know what I'm saying, the tube in your mouth, and you just and do it. And it just takes me back to that time of like, for me, right? 9 through 12 through 14, where it's just like, damn, that was the best days of my life.
Oh man, mine too.
You know what I mean?
No, they were incredible.
Being with y'all, going to these plays, you know, I done met so many people through you guys that they probably wouldn't have a clue now because I'm not 12 and 13 no more, right? But I've met Charlie Wilson, you know, a lot of great people through watching you guys, you know what I mean? So who out of everybody that you've worked with do you feel like is probably one of your favorites?
Charlie, you named him?
Charlie? Out of everybody?
Listen, Charlie is my favorite because when my father passed, Charlie called me every day for probably a month and a half. Every day. I'm talking every single day. Are you okay? You good? So it went beyond the music thing. You know what I mean? Like, we stay on phone 2-3 hours at a time. And my wife would be like, my ex-wife at the time would be like, you still on the phone with Charlie? I'd be like, yeah, this him. I'm singing.
This him.
He got me singing. Like, it's so we just like
Bonding.
so we were friends. Like, you know what I mean? If he walked in the room right now, he would light up like a candle. Like, you know what I mean? We just got that relationship. So out of everybody, he's my favorite.
He's your favorite one?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I remember the era of you going through like the Young Cats and working with Day 26 and all these, you know, groups. So I know when you say that, you standing on a lot of business and a lot of names.
Yeah.
You know, he mentioned a few, but there's so many that we could not mention. Talk to me about, I guess, when you first got that first tour call, the real tour call for you.
The first tour, though, was crazy. I didn't even get a call. I wasn't supposed to be there. Well, I guess I was supposed to be there. Gerald Hatton was playing keys for Aaliyah. And he was like, yo, why don't you go to rehearsal with me? I'm like, all right, I ain't doing nothing. I go to rehearsal. I'm sitting there. The background singer that was supposed to be singing for her didn't show up. And Kern said, hey, Marcus, come and sing this note right quick.
That's crazy.
I said, okay. So I'm up there singing the note. I'm just standing there. I ain't thinking about the gig. I'm not thinking about nothing. And Aaliyah walks in and go, who's that? And they was like, that's Marcus Devine. And I seen her do like this. I seen her mouth that. And so rehearsal go. 2 days later, the dude that was supposed to be there showed up. Pissed. Because he like, how y'all gonna hire me, somebody else, and something?
You missed it.
So her daddy was trying to be nice and said, look, we're gonna have another audition. I didn't know that. So by the time I get to rehearsal, it's 20 dudes in rehearsal. Ready to sing. Aaliyah walks in. What's going on? The lady said, oh, your daddy said we're going to do another audition since the guy and she's like, no, I want Marcus. Just like that.
That's crazy.
And the lady turned and said, y'all heard what she said? Thank y'all for coming out.
Dang.
Dog. A, Aaliyah.
Yeah.
B,
All them
Like,
players, the musicians got to go home.
like, bro.
Yeah.
That's I ain't even. That's wild that you just said you work.
See, and you've been around me. I don't even talk about it, but you've been around me my whole life.
How was that experience of touring with Aaliyah, bro? Like Aaliyah, A-A-L-I-Y-A.
One of the sweetest people I've ever worked with. And I'm not just saying that because she passed.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a Vibe, I'm gonna show you the picture. It's a Vibe magazine. For her 16th birthday, I bought her a jersey because I wore this jersey to rehearsal. She like, oh, I like that jersey. I was like, for real? She like, yeah. So I bought her a jersey. She ended up doing a Vibe magazine spread and wore the jersey I bought her for her birthday.
That is crazy, bro. So you got memories,
That's iconic.
days, like for real. Go ahead, T-Mail, because you know I hog it. This one,
I want to take it back to something you said, about you not doing church. What is the reason, being especially with you having like an early start in church with, playing the instruments and stuff, what transpired that where you was like, I'm not going to be this church musician?
Okay, I'm going to make it fast because this is a whole show.
Oh, yeah,
What
for
you
sure,
just
for
asked
sure.
is a whole show.
Okay.
I'm going to sit back on this one.
Cut and dry. It just stopped making sense to me. I'm trying to give you the quick answer. And I always tell people, if you read the Bible to study it, you'll forever read it. But if you ever just read it, don't study it, you'll be like, this shit don't make no sense.
Go ahead, T-Mail. I'm gonna sit out. I'm gonna sit because I know what you about to go ahead.
Listen, it's funny you
I'm a church
said that
kid.
because like I talked to him earlier this week. I just
setting up.
started like listening to the Bible, through YouTube, just like doing
audio
stuff.
books, that-
And I mean, what you just said is funny.
He said the
that's
exact
why
same
I'm like
thing.
bumping my head as I'm reading it or as I'm listening to it because I'm thinking like, man, this sounds like a fairy tale.
He said
Like
this
it doesn't make
exact
sense.
thing.
It makes
2
no
days
sense
ago
at all. And
2 days ago, the exact same. He was like, bro, I just be letting YouTube Bible play when I'm working and doing whatever. He was like, bro, it be sounding like a fairy tale to me.
listen, and this is the thing. I don't talk about it. And definitely tell you, I used to go hard.
Yeah.
I don't talk about it as much anymore.
No, he did.
Because I got a lot of friends that still believe.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I'd rather keep the friendships than to get my point across.
Right.
Because every conversation ends with them pissed at me.
Yeah.
Because it don't make sense to them either.
Man,
But they don't know a way to say, like, they don't know a way without being angry. That's why I wanted to have that show where I wanted to have a Hebrew Israelite and a traditional Christian here to be able to have but I haven't found anybody mature enough on the Christian side that can handle that kind of
And
debate.
have me.
Man, what I usually...
Because I want to be
I was
here
going to
too.
have Bam because I feel like Bam,
No, I mean,
is
I want to
well-
be here with them.
with the, yeah.
Because I don't agree with neither one of them.
And right, so and what I look at and what I usually try to give is evidence. What I usually try to give is evidence when I'm having these conversations with like somebody like you said that's like still knee deep in it. I try to like make them look like, do you realize it's somebody that never was introduced to religion at all, and they're living life just like you are. You know what I mean? Minus the somewhat like superstitions and
In the guilts and the...
yeah.
all of that.
We just talked about this like on a few episodes back about I said that how religion can like delay people's lives. You know what I mean? Because people
begging.
will go and they will
You
place
want the
like
button? You need the button? You need the button for this episode? Go ahead.
they will place the responsibility in a way on God of what they're not doing, and they'll say that they've been waiting on Him, and it'd be like years and years, and you
Faith
know
without
you already
works.
have what you need to do, you know, inside you, whatever that burning desire is, or whatever that gift or skill that you have, you know. So, man, tell me, you know, what do you?
We ain't rolling past this topic. We got a lot of stuff we ain't gonna talk about, but we ain't rolling just past it.
So, like you said, in dealing with those individuals, because like I stay next door to a Jehovah's Witness, and we had these conversations.
I love them.
Yeah, we had these conversations a lot, and I told them, you know, because a lot of, I'm gonna say religious people, they usually their argument is like, well, who made the sun, right? Or, you know, who did all of this, you know, this nature and stuff like that.
I like those kind of questions.
Right, and it's like I said, I just say, hey, look at people that never was introduced to a religion or anything like that. They still live like how they live. But do you feel that like our parents are like solely why we choose to practice whatever religion it is
Definitely.
we do?
Yeah, you pre-doctrinated in the womb. I tell people this. You have a kid that you bring into the world. Soon as that child is brought into the world, you feel like you need to rededicate this child to God. This child ain't committed no crime, no sin, ain't cussed, ain't stole, and they're not worthy at the point of birth and got to be rededicated back to God.
Right. The most they did was drunk some milk out of titty.
So that kind of stuff right there, the thinking we're filthy automatic. And man, like I say, this is a whole show.
Nah, yeah.
Just Christians alone, from speaking Gentiles and, you know, Jew and Gentile, even reading the Bible, why do we always read the role of the Gentile? We don't never read it as the Jew, the one that's chosen already.
No, yeah.
We instantly read it as we're the filthy ones, the ones that need to be saved, the ones that need to be rectified, the one we automatically read from the side of the lost. I'm like, why? And nobody can ever answer those questions. When the king told him, go out, when the people he sent the invitation to said they weren't coming to his party, he said, well, go invite everybody.
Yeah. I want to just fill my house.
I just want to fill my crib up. And we was like, me? He invited me?
Yeah.
Nigga, you wasn't even invited in the first place.
Nah.
You just are seat fillers.
Yeah.
Shut up, Marcus.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, because listen, anytime you get me up here just shutting up and what.
It's funny because, like I said, I've been listening to it, you know, just this week. And I asked, you know, my Jehovah's Witness neighbor, I asked him,
and it's sanctified.
as far as in the book, I'm like, this is what we're supposed to practice. This is the rule book too, what we are practicing. Why is it that we got so many churches? And it said that he's not in the church. You know what I mean? Like, and these are big, humongous, you know, churches, and they keep, you know, building them. And it's funny because I know that, like you said, as you started to really listen to it, it started to make me nervous because I'm like, man, people that have if you just practice on how to, like, you know, speak this, you can go and manipulate anybody. You know what I mean?
Listen here, anybody. And this is the thing for me. I went to a phase where I thought I was losing my mind. Because now, his daddy, anybody can sit at this table. I could quote the scriptures with the best, when I say the best of them. But when I started waking up in the morning with all these questions, I literally thought I was losing my mind. I started having sessions with pastors so they could help me. I'm thinking, yo, y'all got to help me. I feel like I'm going crazy. But they started coming to me, wanting to sit down with me because of the questions they couldn't answer. And it wasn't like me, I want to show them up. I really want somebody to tell me, yo, what's going on? So then I started being the one that people started looking down on. The one that people, oh, he's this, he's an atheist. Because anytime a Christian can't answer your question, they got to label you to make themselves feel better. He's an atheist. He's a non-believer. He's a such and such. Then I was like, actually, I'm happy I'm not a Christian. Because at the end of the day, if you knew what Christians did to other people that wasn't Christians to compel them to become Christians, you shouldn't want to be one either. It was
like a cult before a cult.
There's so many things to unturn, and I tell people I don't God bash. Because at the end of the day, if he's God, he ain't thinking about me like that anyway. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? He ain't worried about me.
Right.
It's the people who get upset and be mad at me. Like they got to take up for God. He don't need you to take up for him. God know exactly what to do to make Marcus believe. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying.
No, I'm weird. I'm
He can come to
zoned
you
in.
directly.
He know exactly what to do to make me believe.
Yeah.
I said it simple and plain. Hey, God, if you say something to me, I'll listen. But the problem with people, they're too. He has spoken to you.
Yeah.
You can't
No,
tell me
nigga,
that.
not in the way you think. He know how I need him to talk to me.
Yeah.
Don't write all of these books and all these stories talk about how God appeared to the man in the night or how God showed up for this person and all of these books in the Bible, and then he just stopped talking when he came to me.
Yeah.
And stopped talking when he came. He went silent for what?
And we got to wait on him to come back.
Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
The thing that I always say too, bro, is just kind of second and piggyback on what you were saying, because y'all know for me, right? You raised me, so you know I struggle with the whole thing because I'm 10 toes deep in whatever I'm in. You know what I mean? At this point, I'm more of a I would rather get caught with it than without it type
feel
thing, right? Which is something that he hates that I say.
I do too, but
Which I understand.
But I love it.
And I understand. I'm so free and open minded to where I get it. Because I've had certain questions of my own, and I'm a grown man too. I'm 40. I'll be 40 this year, right? You know what I'm saying? So I've had my own questions. I've had my things that have happened in my life where I'm like, this couldn't have been ordained or allowed by God that loves me the way that he does and the things that I've been told, right? But I love it.
See, we've been taught. I think it's called idioms. We've been taught a lot of idioms growing up, and one of them that a lot of us know as Christians is like everything happened for a reason. You know, this guy I was working with, he actually made me look at that totally different, and he told me that's not true. You know, and because of me being a believer and this Christian, I'm like, no, God does everything for a reason. And he just looked at me. He asked me like, well, as a kid growing up, my dad used to abuse me. And I didn't do anything. I didn't know what I did. Like, I couldn't understand. And then as I got older, I heard that, that it happened for a reason. And he said that I, as an adult, still can't find the reason why, he did me like that. And I couldn't say nothing. You know what I mean? And it was like, man, he tried to pray this away. You know what I mean? He tried to ask God to come and help him. And, and he didn't get it,
But he'll go to somebody else and they'll still make it his fault.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Because as Christians, you're scared to say, yo, God, what you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
You
mean?
don't question the Lord like God.
Like, so, and that's funny you say that. I always tell people, and when I used to get on Instagram and Facebook talking about religion, I used to say, there's a 6-year-old girl that's being beat. You know what I mean? Abused like crazy. God sees it. Why don't he stop it? And you want me to go, he loves us. And then my other question, I'd be like, 400 plus years of slavery and
for sure.
Jim Crow and the whole nine. Where was God during that period?
Yeah.
And you know what they tell me? He was there. Doing what?
Yeah.
Tell me how that makes sense. And that's when I get called. See, you this, and you're an atheist because now you're thinking about what I'm saying.
But you don't have a
Because
response.
if we go based off of the book, according to the book, when he seen something he didn't like, he took care of it.
Took care of it.
But then
took
I've
care
also
of it.
heard people say too, right? And I don't know if this goes back to kind of what you were saying about the Gentile Jew thing, right? Is that this was ordained for us to go through that. That it was supposed to be a time or whatever, or some scripture or whatever, where it was ordained for us to go through a period of slavery. And it's in there somewhere. I ain't did the research on it, right? I'll be honest. But it's in there somewhere where it was supposed to be that was our ordained season. Now, I personally feel just like you. How can you turn your back to a whole race of people that's being sold, burnt? I mean, then you got the other side, of people that went through stuff the same way, genocide, right? You turned your back on all of that, or you just allowed it to happen. I don't know. I think that these questions, like you say, Unc, they get you to a point where you just like, yeah, I'm mad. I don't got no excuse for it, but it's just what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like
And
niggas
it's
just be
like he said too. It's not at all. It's not God bashing or nothing like that. It's just
'cause
first
y'all
off,
know.
it start with questions because this is something that we have been ingrained with. Growing up, and we want to know why do we feel bad or do we feel guilty, like you said, to question something. And then we got a right to question.
Yeah, we do.
And like
Go
real
ahead.
quick, because I have said that it's sort of like a childlike practice because it's childlike and then it's like fear driven because it's like as the childlike part is like, okay, you're gonna go to hell if you do this, and it's like just telling your kid the boogeyman gonna come and get you if you do this. It's the same
it's
thing,
the same kind of vibe.
And then as I grow older, and I'm seeing that like there's people doing worse, you know what I mean? And it's nothing happening to them, you know what I mean?
for sure.
Because like you say, it's all fear driven. And they're about to be like, well, you have your own free will.
Yeah.
No, you don't. It's an undercurrent threat. If you don't choose me, you go to hell.
Which is what Bishop Khaled Devine said the other day about the Muslims. They pray 5 times a day because out of fear that if they don't, it ain't just because they in the middle of doing, oh shit, I gotta go pray because I love the Lord. Like, no, it's just like, if I don't, something's gonna happen to me.
And that's every religion mostly. It is. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why I say I don't get down with nobody. It's not like it's not like I devil worship or I like this. Really, I don't rock with none of them.
Yeah.
I am who I am. I'm enough.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at in my life.
So do you think that your exodus from religion or traditional religion, right, allowed you to have the freedom to be able to, because they say, oh, he out there working with Maya, he out there working with them, he going to hell. Do you think that gave you freedom in your music career? No.
It gave me freedom in my everyday walk. My music career has always been what it is. Even when I was going to church, I was going to church and telling them to keep their money they was paying me because it wasn't matching my tithes. So I was always getting my bread and doing it, and in the secular world. But the church thing happened when I wasn't expecting. It wasn't like I went studying and went. No, it literally was me just regularly reading. I said, I'm just going to read the Bible. I'm not going to study it, no certain thing. I literally just started reading it, and it read like a horror story.
He said the
Like
same
a fairy
thing.
tale,
He said the same thing.
It read like and I didn't want to make this interview about this, but I'm going to say this. The very first thing in there, bruh, Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's a horror story.
Yeah.
Your brother, it start with you murdering your brother.
Yeah.
A situation that could have been avoided.
Crazy work.
God is all-knowing, is what I was taught, brazen up. Because I always told somebody, if you could prove to me that God is not all-knowing, I'll go back to church tomorrow. But the fact that he's all-knowing and some of the shit he does, I can't get with. You all-knowing, and you tell this man, you tell these two brothers, bring a sacrifice, right? First of all, I don't know why you need a sacrifice. That's number one. But
That's ingraining tithes and offering into you at that
tell them to
point.
bring a sacrifice. You already know what they're going to bring. You all knowing. You know that Cain is not going to bring what he's supposed to bring. You know that when you don't pick his, he going to get pissed at his brother and murder his brother. You know this.
So why are you setting
Why
it
the
up?
hell would you do that? And that'll get church people like, well, that's not for you to understand. Well, damn it, don't put it in my face to read it.
Right. It's
Then
in
the
text.
then
you
it's-
know?
I didn't
How
write
else do I
it.
suppose
I
to-
didn't
yeah,
write it.
yeah.
I didn't create it.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me.
And see, it's so contradicting, because you said he's all seeing and he set stuff like that up, right? And then, later it's like, or soon after that, it's like he's reading people's minds as well. You can read people's minds,
Omnipresent,
but
omniscient,
like you
all
said,
that.
you're gonna send these people to their death. These brothers.
And I'm stopping right there because I could stay in the book of Genesis for 2 days.
No, it's
of
dirty
just
work
telling
in
you
the Old
stuff.
Testament.
Yeah.
Why would you put Adam and Eve in the garden and warn them about the tree, but not the serpent that's gonna make the
Yeah.
go mess with the tree?
It's funny you said that because I was.
You
thinking,
don't tell them about the serpent. You
Yeah.
tell them about don't touch the tree.
Yeah, and it's like this is so like connected to life when you talk to like Christians and stuff like that. This is the book of life, right? But how are we in this book? And I get it. It's some time ago and stuff like that. But like the only time you can communicate with a serpent or something like that, you got to be high off something. But it was clear communication between them. You know what I
And
mean?
I don't even harp on the serpent, brody. I don't even get that far into that part. Like my thing is, everything I talk about is gonna always be about God, how God set it up. I don't even talk about church, how church people do. You'll never hear me talk about church people because they're only a product of what they study and what they taught. So I don't have no fault with church people. Listen to me. I don't have no problem with church people. That's probably the only thing I'm gonna say to the camera. But I don't have no problem with church people because they only products of what they've been conditioned, programmed, and taught. My problem comes with God when it comes to this is the book that we supposed to follow, and it doesn't make sense. You create man. Right? You go through all this to create man. You put him to sleep, take a rib, create a woman. First of all, you create the woman that you claim made him fall. Doesn't make sense. But then in the 6th chapter of Genesis, you repent the day you made man.
Yeah.
You
Regret.
God.
Yeah.
You. How do you regret something if you're all knowing? And I'm gonna shut up. Can we talk about something?
No. And you know what? So listen.
And start over.
So listen.
I'm gonna kill everything. Not just man. I'm gonna kill the fowl, the fowl of the air, everybody in the ocean, because 2 people ate this fruit. I'm gonna destroy everything.
No, it's crazy work. I tried to change the subject too, just so y'all know, because what I don't want to happen is I love my Uncle Marcus so much that I don't care about none of this, right? My love for him ain't based on a religious thing, right? But everybody ain't gonna feel that way, and we gotta be real. Understand?
You know I ain't worried about that part though.
I know you don't care, right? I know you don't care, but consciously in my brain, I still want to make sure we get out the good points of me having him come here to give him his flowers about the things and accomplishments.
And that's the thing, but let me give you yours right quick. The fact of you knowing who I am, how I feel, and what I do, having me on your platform, I want to tell you I love you. Because at the end of the day, I can give up how somebody feel about what I believe. This is what this is everybody, bishops, pastors, everybody. We're so concerned about what somebody else believe that we will shun them, turn them away, do this. Nigga, if I don't believe, guess who don't get in there? I don't.
Right. So
Not
why?
you.
I don't. Not y'all. If I don't believe, and if it is real, and I'm the one.
Yeah.
So for you not to love me or not care about me because I decide I don't want to believe,
it's crazy.
I don't want to fuck with you anyway.
Right. and then, I mean,
I'm sorry.
No, you good. This is definitely a cussing podcast.
It's crazy because it's like, what kind of representation of what you're trying to get people to follow? What kind of representation is that? You know, and then just people in general, because it's not just with religion. It's even, political, right?
Same thing.
Somebody is choosing to go with a certain political party, like you said, you want to shun them or you want to stop being their friend. That doesn't change who that person is.
Because we're programmed addicted. We are addicted to being programmed. If somebody don't program us, we don't know what to do.
Dog, you not lying.
So don't nobody tell us what to believe in. We don't know what to believe in. If don't nobody tell us who to trust, we don't know who to trust.
Bro, psychology,
you know why?
You not bullshit.
We don't trust ourselves. That's the number one thing.
God damn it.
My thought ain't good enough for me.
Listen,
so I gotta have somebody to tell me what to do.
Bro, psychology books have this in there to where it tells you your children feel more safe with rules.
Yes.
Since children, we've been indoctrinated with, all right, follow the rules. Whatever that rule is. Go to college, go to high school, do these things. Never have we been. There's only a few parents that'll say, I'm not putting my kids in none of that. I ain't getting them immunization shots and all that. We gonna be off the grid and we gonna do what we wanna do and we gonna do it how we wanna do because we've been aligned with what everybody else has taught us or told us that we supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, I always say, wait a minute, how the hell I ain't got no job? I did everything they told me to do. I went back to school, got degrees, how is this not working for me? I did what they said I should do. I followed the plan. I tried it without the plan. I know the results. I went back and did the plan. Why am I struggling? Because we've been taught this for years.
Yeah.
Until when you find a nigga who say, my son, who challenges me and say, Dad, I ain't working for nobody. Punching the clock is dead work, bro.
Me. My father had that same talk. Exact. You going to college? No. Why? Because I don't want to. But that's how I talk. Me and my father, like, no, I don't want to. You going in the service? No. Why? Because ain't nobody going to be screaming and hollering at me. That's just me. I be watching police shows on, and they go in the office, and the chief be like, "How such and such." I always would tell my wife, I'd be like, "I wish a nigga would holler at me like that. I don't care who you are, what officer, what."
Perfect. Got a good transition. Tell me about a time an artist tried to play in your face like that, and how did that work? That's how we gonna pivot out of that shit.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because I know somebody didn't try because they be having some smart minds.
They my homie right now. He my homie right now. So this is not to rehash nothing. But we was on stage and Baby Blue from Pretty Ricky.
Not that nigga. It's like, no.
Yeah, that's my homie. But so
fresh out.
This is our first time. This is our first tour with them. So he's like, "Hey, yo, I want the band to stop right here." And then go and stop right here. I said, "Yo, hold up, brother." I said, "We ain't no DJ. We're just gonna stop on the dime like that." Well, nigga, I should be able to get whatever I want, nigga. You know what? I'm done talking. Where I'm from,
that mean we
hollering and done talking mean there's only one step to go, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so I took off my in-ears, threw them on the floor, and started walking. But I look up. My whole band has taken their shit off, and they all coming down to the floor. We about to wax this stage with these niggas.
That is crazy. And I know them some all Detroit niggas.
Oh, what?
I'm hip.
Hey, he walked off the stage. This manager came like, "Hey, yo, come in and talk to him, man. Please, please, please." We squashed it. It was cool, but that's just one instant that it was not about to go well.
Bro, your Hollywood stories, probably.
I got some. That's why I had to be careful with
we didn't do the Charlie Murphy with this nigga, like true Hollywood tales of Marcus Divine life. Because I guarantee that ain't the only and last one. No. Name me a female one. Since you gave me a male one, I'm going to give you a Hollywood diva that was just too much that you was getting a little irritated.
I love her too, to this day. Kelly Price.
I knew it was Kelly. I knew it was
Kelly.
We
in New York. And I play, she say, the next song we supposed to play is Not My Daddy. You're not my daddy, you're mine. I start the track, right? Yes, I start the track. She turns like, "This ain't the right version." I say,
"Which version do you want?"
It's the only version we got. That's not the right version. So she starts stumping around. Like, now.
This rehearsal or live?
Nigga, this is in New York. This is New York in front of an audience full of people. I say, oh man, I put my hand in front of the camera. I said, "Oh." So she's just with the microphone, just pacing. I'm getting embarrassed now.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a fix for you. Because this is the only version we've done the whole time. Yeah. But she's mad about something else I found out later. Okay. So I looks over at Eric and go,
easy.
"Hey, yo, play key bass for the rest of the gig. Because I ain't playing for this motherfucker." Just like that. I do just like this. And E play key bass, Dre played drums. 2 nights later, I quit.
You gotta watch how you treat people. No matter what position or.
I don't do the hollering thing. See, me, I don't do the hollering. And we had another incident, me and her. Well, same type of vibe. We were in Essence, and her husband sent us the wrong version of the song. Now this time it was the wrong version, but it was on him. But she's mad at him, but she's taking it out on everybody. And Layla Hathaway walk in. We played for Layla that time. Layla, Jonathan McReynolds, B. Slade, all of them this particular weekend. So they walk in, so she starts performing basically. Nigga, she goes to yelling. I have my laptop. I said, boom, close my laptop. When I closed my laptop, EP stood up, Dre stood up. We all walked off the stage, nigga. Left her standing on stage.
You flying at the festival. Jesus Christ, bro.
How you treat people.
And her husband was like, "Please go back up there."
No, that's so because dog, it's professional courtesy, and a lot of artists, they lack that once they get to a certain level and they feel like they are above or like they signing the checks and they can talk to you in kind of way. But I know this nigga ain't going for it. I learned boundaries from him.
Speaking of checks in situations like that, is the check cleared already or does it come down?
You lead a check?
I don't even check. That's not a part of my thought process. You can keep your money. I've given money back to quit. I'm not that person. Like I'm at that particular time, the check wasn't clear. We hadn't even done the gig. This is in the sound check rehearsal. But you're doing it in front of all these artists walking in here. You know what I mean? And I always tell people, how you start something is how you're going to finish it. If people can see they can walk over you, treat you any kind of way, and then you show other people that, if you work for them, they're going to think they can get away with it too. And I tell people, I don't play for no artist. You may see me on tour with Ashanti. Nigga, I'm not Ashanti's band. Nigga, I collab with Ashanti. I collab with Genuine. I collab. I'm the motherfucking headliner. Of everybody I play with, I'm the headliner.
For sure, because they can't do it without you.
And it ain't that's just that. That's just how I feel about me. And not saying I'm bigger than the artist. What my point is, if I'm on the stage, I'm just as important. And I don't look for the artist to make me know or let me know I'm just as important. I walk on the stage knowing I'm the shit.
No, you ain't. So look, this goes into a conversation. I'm about to go back a little bit, right? And how, have you ever known a pastor that do that whole shit?
What's that?
When they do that tough talking and all that kind of shit over the pulpit.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
And you be like, okay.
I've never experienced it.
Okay.
Nah, I will say that. And I always said I've been lucky. I tell people I've been lucky. And Pastor Lane, I miss this man so much, bro. He used to ask me, he's like, man, why you don't ever hang out with me? Because I'd be like, I need to always respect you as my pastor. Because if we get too cool, and if you ever disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you how you treat me. Like, I don't have no respect to person. You know what I mean? Nobody is in a position, no pastor, no bishop, no nothing, that they can talk to me any kind of way. You have, whoever thought you gave you that authority, they fucked your brain up. No, you do not have the authority to talk to me like that.
Who's the guy who was at did the show with Dre and them at the Super Bowl? The producer guy, that dark skinned bald head guy. He's been doing everybody music pretty much lately, but he was the guy. Adam. He MD'd the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So when you say something like, nah, I collaborate with these artists, it puts me in the same brain space as that, because you're not just playing their music. You are literally collaborating and creating a show and a feel that I've been a part and been able to experience, right? So when you say you hit the track, it ain't just playing a record. Like, he talking like sweat equity that's been put in for these tracks and stuff. So like, for you to talk to me that kind of way is like, nah, I feel like I'm just as important to this as you are, because I mean, look at all that I did. All you doing is coming to sing and be the face, but the work is really put in before.
And like I say, I don't want to make it seem like I'm diminishing the role of the artist. I just don't want them to diminish the role of us. And when I say us, not even just Marcus, just musicians, period. Musicians are always treated like the help, bro.
They are.
That's why they could go pick up $50,000 a night, but think you could get a musician $400 a piece.
Dog, you not capping. Or run off on them.
You
How
know
about
what
that?
I mean? It's like, where that part makes sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me. That's why I had to. Levan, you know Levan. Levan Davis told me one day, he said, bro, one thing I'm going to teach you. He said, no is going to be your strongest power. You learning how to say no is going to be the thing that's going to do you the best in your life. And when I tell you, when I learned how to say no, and that means no and be good with it. Yes, I could have made $2,500 this weekend, but you know what? That's okay. I'm cool.
All money ain't good money.
I'm going to pass on that. Because it's a whole lot of other things that could go wrong if I pull this, that I may cost me more. Because if you treat me a certain kind of way, disrespect me, think you can get in my face or do me something, then it's probably gonna cost me a little more money.
No, for sure.
To get out this situation.
Fees, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
When you transition from being a part of a band into creating what we now know as the Marcus Devine Band or Experience or whatever it is, right? How did that happen? Did you say, I'm tired of playing with this band, I want to go get my own thing, and then you start getting the gigs, or was you just tapped on the shoulder and you created the band?
Wow, no, that's crazy. The way that started was with plays.
Okay.
Why Good Girls Like Bad Boys is where that started.
Okay.
Volley was the music director. Yeah, rest in peace, my bro. Volley was the music director. And when we went to Atlanta, and when we came home, Volley wanted more money, and they couldn't come to an agreement. So Lizzie called me, was like, yo, I need somebody, my music director gone. She called me literally crying tears. And I was like, yo, Lizzie, I got you. Don't worry about it. Mind you, I'm saying I got you. I ain't never MD nothing. Now I'm producing, but I ain't never MD. I ain't never MD,
sure.
right?
But
I'm like,
the level that you MD at is two different things.
And I'm like, I got you. So I'm like, now in my head, I'm going like, what the hell am I going to do, right? So I had Cordell Wharton.
Wasi.
Yeah, Wasi. I had Wasi and Gerard. And I said, this is all I need right here, and I'm going to be good. And we went out on the road. I learned how to play keys on the road.
That's crazy.
I didn't know how to play keys.
I know, because, listen, the key thing always throw me off because I remember the band, I remember the bass, I remember, like, you playing around with the vocoder. Yeah. But, like, when you really went into full keys, I'm like, what is he doing? Is he playing key bass? They like, nah, he MP'ing, like, really? Like, nigga, what?
I learned,
like, since when?
I learned on tour.
That's crazy.
Like, I had 6 keyboards. Remember, I used to have 6 keyboards down there.
Yeah, Augs up here.
Yeah, so.
But it sounded like it was 6 niggas playing up there too at the same time.
So I learned on tour. So that play was the thing that started me being the music director. And this name started growing. Like, who the MD? Marcus Devine. So, and I'm only 22, 23 at this point.
Smacking.
With a major tour. So it's like, whoa, and we brought a whole new vibe. Remember, we used to wear baseball cap. First, niggas used to have on tuxedos in the band. We started
white tees,
baseball. We brought a whole edge to the play world.
Jewelry.
Wow, we was killing
Y'all niggas look like artists.
We look like artists. Yeah. But that's how I do it today.
Yeah.
When I hit, we got our own vibe. So that was my thing, and it just grew from there. So artists would come and do the tours. They would be like, hey, yo, I need a band. So we end up being the band for the artists that came and do the... So that's how it grew.
Talk about the struggle of keeping that thing together, because one thing I know is when you build a crew, right?
Yeah.
People fall off. People, disagreements happen. Things happen. We've seen people come in and out of our podcast already, So how have you been able to keep that core and keep that together over all of these years? Because you ain't 22 no more, Uncle Marcus.
That is true, man. Well, I had people come and go. You know what I mean? I had people come and go. So, and the thing about me is I don't hold on to people that should be gone. Like when I say, like just right now, Dre Bell, I would say is my right hand. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Years. Yeah.
But if Dre got a call tonight, be like, yo, Janet Jackson called. I'm the dude to be like, yo, so what you need? This is gonna sound crazy, I'll make another Dre Bell. It won't be Dre Bell, please. Yeah. So I don't want that to be taken the wrong way.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm always be good. That's how I look at it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And no, he may not smack like Dre.
But
you
can crush.
But guess what?
You got to crush that
I'm
diamond,
going to manipulate that thing and create that thing and get him to be exactly what I need him to be. Because Dre Bell wasn't Dre Bell before he met Marcus Devine.
And I remember, I remember a few drummers that you would, transition to. Yeah. And I would be like, okay, that ain't Dre, but that nigga smacking. And it's because literally I can hear that you've, built a little machine over there. Smoke, Wheezy.
Smoke will tell you right now, Smoke got it worse than everybody because he was only 15 when I first started. Yeah. Smoke started playing with me. The first 3 months Smoke played with me, he wasn't allowed to play with toms at all. Kick, drum, hi-hat, snare, floor tom. Every gig. If they had them on the drums when we got there, I made them take them off. Before we played, I said, take them off. You can't use those. For 3 months. Ask him, he'll be like, nigga, best thing ever happened to me. Because he's been around the world.
Teach you discipline, though. When you less is more sometimes as a drummer, you know what I mean? I know I be going in. My pet peeve is see a nigga with a whole bunch of equipment and they trash. And you like, nigga, you ain't even need, all you needed was some hi-hats and a snare, nigga. You don't like, because they just be doing too much, you know what I mean? Like discipline, bro. And I think I learned that from you. I remember being crushed during them times. I'd be like, I want to play for my auntie Wanda so bad. And I was like 12, 11, you know what I mean? Not really at that point at all, but just a hunger for more and wanting to learn.
But I knew you were going to be talented, though. And I'm not saying that just because you sitting here.
Yeah.
You was serious. Like I
used to be under y'all.
I'm about to say, you paid attention and it was never, and never turned away. Like you
I wanted it. Nigga, listen, bro. I wanted it so bad because not only did I want to be at the level that my uncle and them were, but You got to think, I'm growing up around Tony Lucas, Marcus Devine, Brian Watkins, Larry Tucker, Myron Bill. Like, these is niggas that's like smackers. And I'm like, one day I just want to be like these niggas. Volley. These people are touring when I'm like 8, 9, and all you hear back then, it was a thing for artists to go on the road.
Yeah.
Nah, niggas go on the road all the time, right? But back then, for church niggas to go on the road, boy, that was a, what?
Yeah.
I looked up to these niggas so much, I would just sit there like, Marcus would be like, bro, pocket. And I'd be like, no, but I got one to show you. I don't need to see it. Keep pocket only.
And
like the discipline, you know
like
what I mean?
And I was out there, but I think we learned from everybody. Like I tell Volley on this all the time. Volley was one of the people I looked up to. He my brother. Like we are the same age basically. But he was so dope. I looked up to him. And when Volley started touring and traveling, I got all the Volley gigs. So that's it's about not forget this nigga or something. No, he the man right now. Get next to the man.
Bro, I'm telling
and when Volley left, I'm running this church doing a concert. I'm doing 2 or 3 concerts a weekend, learning all his music, retaining all his music, because Volley opened up that door for me to get it. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Volley Craig. We miss you. We love your memory, bro.
Yes, sir.
We're going to wrap this one up. I'm going to...
this wasn't enough time.
No, listen. We have... No, we definitely need you on a 2-hour joint. Bro, we need to start doing the extended where we at. Because some of y'all, you, Charity, John, Houston Smith, some of y'all, Bishop Vons even, dog. Hers was 1:22, you know what I mean? Like, some of these are just informative and great to the point where you want to keep going and keep going and keep going, you know. But go ahead, T-Mail. I know you got something. I didn't cut you off 90 times today. Do your thing. Get you one good one on.
Nah, you good. I mean, like, I just again appreciate you joining us, man, and sharing some of the legacy that you have like paved the way for it, man. Like,
we ain't talk about no artists. We ain't talk about,
so
bro.
good.
It's so much stuff.
Know, that's what I said. We got to do this
tap
again.
Nah,
I appreciate y'all having me for real.
Yeah.
So let them know, Uncle Marcus, what you got coming. Where you gonna? Well, if you want to let them know, because you always working. So
I do. I got to let them know this
you at and stuff.
I got a new single out right now. You got to get the single. You only can get it on MarcusDevine.com, www.MarcusDevine.com. And the dope part is when you get the single, you get an affiliate link, and when you share the link, every time somebody download it, you get $1.20 every time somebody buy my single through your link.
Oh, that's crazy.
That means you make more money than the person who actually put out a single just for sharing my song.
That's crazy.
So
now that's how you collaborate.
Dope incentive,
Yeah, he always talking about we need to find a way to connect with our core base. Yeah. And that's a crazy way to do it. To pay them to promote you, that's nuts. Like,
and that's easy for y'all. What he wants y'all to do, it's called putting them behind the paywall. You know what I mean? This, like, if this, I'm giving you the secrets on.
No, yeah, you know we need them.
But if this was an extended interview, right? Everybody don't get the extended interview, or everybody don't get the good stuff unless they have a subscription base. Then they get it early.
See, we could have held all of the good church talk for the subscription base and just gave them the live money and Teddy. Yeah. Now that we got to share some of the money from the episode.
No, you got to share none with me.
You know the vibes, man. I am grateful to have you here. I mean, it's so many different levels and tiers of my life that you have influenced and, helped me with. We haven't even got into just the manhood part, right? When I was 13, 14, 15, my dad wasn't around. Like, everybody knows our story. We don't hide it from anybody. Me and my dad went through prodigal years, you know? I remember that. And Uncle Marcus was the man that was around in my life. Like, every day, him, Steve Vaughn. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying?
His name is named Devine.
You know what I'm saying? Literally, Desmond Devine Love Ferrati. Because Uncle Marcus has been a intricate part of my life, and I mean, it's so many different things we didn't tap into, but I'm pretty sure they gonna love this interview too. You know, they just love niggas some shit. So they gonna love this interview, Uncle Marcus, and I do too. So I appreciate you for coming out. We gonna wrap this one up, y'all. I know this was a good episode, so I ain't even gotta tell y'all. Tune in next week, and it's a rap, bitch. I said what I said, Uncle Marcus.